Taurus, welcome to your energy blueprint reading here on the Astroflower. So we're going to be going into your chakras and your aura, and we're going to be talking about the week from the 29th going through to the 4th of February. There will be a part 2 to this video, which is obviously the tarot reading, which comes up in a part 2 video from this. If you're subscribed, you'll know all of this. So let's just jump straight in here. Let's just see what's going on with your chakras for this week. Going from there to there. There's a lot more definition going on in the root chakra, I think, than what was going on last time on your monthly readings. And this is that fluctuation, that sort of ebb and flow of energy. It seems to be like, I would have thought it's going to be in the early part of the week because we've got a coronal hole that comes through on the sun. That energy will be coming through, I would have thought, sort of Friday, Saturday, just before this week starts. The day after this reading comes out, and that's going to sort of provide a lot of earth energies. So that's going to make you feel a little bit more sort of concrete. The thing you got to worry about is that fire at the base, because that can obviously cause a lot of eczema and stuff like that in Tauruses as well. If you've ever suffered from that, that's got to do with that fire there. I deal with it all the time in my healing sessions, and it's periodical. It also ties into how the sun works as well. So yeah, on your root chakra here, there is the left hand side is really well defined. So I think in regards to work, sort of jobs and stuff like that, I think in that aspect of it all, I think you've got a good foundation. You know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and you know what you want out of it. It does what it says on the tin. On the relationship side, it seems to be a coming together at this present time. It seems to be, you seem to be finding your feet, as you might want to say, finding your root chakra. So finding your feet on that sort of side of things. Let's just see how that plays in with your sacrum. Here we go. That's quite nicely balanced. There seems to be there's, you know, on the right hand side, that's where it's sort of you're getting to grips with the idea of work and play. So you know, sometimes you know, I know you like to work hard, Taurus. You're one of these sort of people that do work hard, and when you have this sacrum in this sort of position, and it's got a slight slant on it as well on the right hand side, this means like there's a process of going on of bringing it up to play. Bringing it up to equilibrium, into harmony sort of situation within you. Now this is to do with your desires. It's where the ego sits really, and this is to do with your desires in life, what you want out of life, and these sometimes need to be stimulated a bit. And because I said you're a hard worker, and sometimes you're going to need a situation where you're going to have to impose a little bit of you time on yourself. So I think that's really important for you. And that doesn't necessarily mean sort of sitting around, you know, just doing social media. That's good as well. If you want to do that, that's fine. But at the same time, there is some sort of engagement with life that is around you. It's going to stimulate a lot of things for your work side as well. So it's going to be beneficial any way in which you do it. Just getting out and about and just doing a bit of the you thing, you know. That could be really good. Now we go to this solar plexus. Now we've been having the solar plexus here is still got that fusion part, and it seems to be bigger than what I remember in the monthly. So it could be also this aspect of sort of connecting your heart and your solar plexus into a position where it's gonna fuel your heart's desires, as it were. Which is a very much more sort of emotional sort of thing than your sort of ego desire, which we find in the sacrum. And here is well defined. So you've got, you want to do it. You know, you are coming into that period, which is that last 3 months before your birthday. So you're coming into autumn period. I don't think it's affecting you too much in your everyday life. That'll probably be at the end of February, in March time. Really, that's when you're going to really start sort of feeling it. But you're sort of heading towards that way. At the moment, you're still within your summer, but it's coming into sort of late summer. So there's this nice sort of passionate about life should be coming through within you, and getting very sociable and stuff like that, I think is going to be quite good. Obviously, there is that sort of warning which I did put out on the monthly one, which is just be careful that your solar plexus doesn't involve, or you don't get into hot topics concerning your emotions. I wouldn't shield against it either. I wouldn't shy away from it, but at the same time, just be wary when you're using your fire, because Taurus, when you've got that fire and you allow it to flow through you, it's a very, very powerful force. And this is what you have as an opportunity this week here, is to really power yourself going forward. And this is where the solar plexus and the heart, the fusing of the two, really play nicely together. As I say, this is a sort of vaguely new territory in regards to sort of chakras. Normally they're completely separate. But here it seems to be a bit of a fusing going on, and it's the same for everybody. Let's just have a look at your heart chakra. I think this week here is signifying there is a certain amount of emotions that are coming to the surface. Now, these emotions, I think, are long-term emotions. These are not emotions that are sort of kind of like, oh, I don't like that. It's more of a case of, it's a shame I missed that opportunity when I was 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 3 years ago, or last year. There's certain re-evaluating emotions that are starting to build up into you. I think we'll see that from going from the 4th through to the 10th. I think that's going to be more obvious in the weekly readings for that week there. So I want to see what's going on how you... Socializing is good, but it's very precise. So you're choosing the people that you wish to be around. Doesn't mean you're not sort of like, you're just kind of like, you're back in your home and you're not doing anything, and then just I'm only going out with Dave. It's not like that, but it's more a case of you actually enjoying to choose those moments, doing a fun thing with a friend, connecting to your friends that that correspond to you, or it could be family members as well that really correspond to you, that you enjoy spending time. And it could be literally just sort of window watching, as it were, window shopping, that sort of thing. Just having a bit of nice sort of like connection going on there. I want to see if there's anything connected with love. There is a little bit of love, and it seems to be very passionate, but it's much more something that's already there, as it were, within your life. So you probably know the person with you. Could be your partner, existing partner. So it could be very passionate between you two at the moment, in a nice way. I think. It doesn't seem to be a nasty way, but it's it's a nice way. But there is this. But it seems like it's something that that's been around for a long time, and it's like the reinvigoration maybe of a relationship in the past. It'd be interesting to see how that pans out in the tarot reading. Let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. There is a lot of thinking. You could be overthinking things. There's a lot of intuition, stimulation, and I think that intuition, if you imagine where that solar plexus is fusing with the heart, it's making it's like jumping a fuse in the electrical system. So this thing here is really pulling up that energy. So it may give you very passionate thoughts, very fiery thoughts and stuff like that. So, obviously be wary of that, because that can obviously be detrimental. But at the same time, I think it's based upon your passion, basically, which is really nice, because that's going to really propel you forward. But I want to say it comes with a cost. I think it's a cost that sometimes we do things with a passionate zeal and zealous for something that we don't see all the potholes on the road. So, you know, it's going to be that sort of thing that may cause you a bit of an upset in between 4 and 10. It could be these potholes that really sort of like, you know, that make you sort of get a flat tire as you're going down the road, which is going to be, you know, it's going to slow you down a bit. So, and that creates frustration. And the last thing you want is a fiery, you know, heart that's a bit frustrated. That's the last thing you want. So I would be very attentive of that. Yeah, it's really quite nice though. It's really beautiful. You know, let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. Very steady, very clear in your mind. I think you're taking a lot on, but that doesn't matter at the moment. I don't think it's a problem for you. I think it's also a case of sort of saying, I'm going to do this. It's really crystal clear vision of how you want things to go, or how your understanding of how it works. And it probably you're getting it right by the looks of things, because it's very well defined. There's no frilliness about it. It's a matter of fact. And this is going to help you to clearly see your evident path by sort of saying, you know, you've got 4 or 5 possibilities within you. If you look at all those possibilities, you're going to turn around and you're going to say, it's obvious that I should be doing that. And that is your evident path. If you follow your evident path, in theory, there is no choices to be made. There is no frustration to be had. You know, there's only us, you know, ourselves to really blame about the situation. So, you know, there's no frustration with the world outside. We all get the frustration with the world outside. I'll be the first of them. But here it seems to be really, really clear for you. That sort of thing where we're looking at the sacrum. Okay, so the sacrum it's the horizontal version of the third eye, basically, because they work in tandem. So you get these 2 things on either side. With third eye and the throat chakra, it's in a vertical sort of sense. So it's male in a vertical sort of sense, that sort of thing. And this is more sort of like a female. You know, it's only because it's vertical and horizontal. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you're overthinking things, that means that's where you need to get out and just lose yourself in a bit of fun within nature, going for a walk and talking to friends and stuff like that, window shopping or whatever. You know, just connecting with that sort of thing, just getting out and observing the world, getting involved in it, getting out of your head and getting out into the desires of what you actually want. I think it'll be a very good thing, because I think it's going to fuse you or infuse you to say, I want this, therefore I have to have more success in my life there. So it's going to open up those passions within your solar plexus to get your heart's desires. And this is all about manifestation. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the magician doesn't turn up in your reading in part 2 of this video. It'd be very interesting to see that. And even the 7 of Cups would be interesting to see if that comes out as well. So, you know, within your meditation, make sure you give time over in your needs and your wants. That's the morning meditation where we set ourselves up for the day. We look at what we need. We look at what we want. Make sure that those are possible to do in the day. And then we give it to the monkey mind to look after the needs, so then they can help you. Your monkey mind helps you to just do your needs without thinking about it. And the rest of the time, just concentrating on the 7 wonders around you. Because that's going to stimulate all of that sort of side of your life. Okay? And that will sort of bring that sort of harmony between your third eye and your sacrum. Okay? Which will give you a little bit more sort of balance in the situation when you need it. Obviously, when you don't, increase your third eye, reduce your activities, get on and do the work. You know, you can have control over it. That's the thing. It's noticing when to push on one thing and when not to push on the other. That's what consciousness is all about. You know, it's being in harmony in what you're doing. Okay, so let's just see what's going on your aura. There's a lot more going on the base than there is on the height. You have got this changing aura as well. I don't know if we saw it on you last time in your monthly readings. If I did, I think I did. We talked about this. But you know, I'm sure you put it in the comments below if I did or I didn't, if you remember. But I think I did talk about this whole new sort of layer coming out within your aura, and this could be the shedding of that aura, that one of those layers, like a snake in a way, at the base, because the base is a little bit less defined in a way, because it's got this sort of it seems to be like a curtain that's dropping to the floor, that's undulated, as it were. Normally those undulations are up top. So, you know, and I think I do believe it has to do with the pole shift. The other side that it can have effects on you is that this is where you're still in your summer period, and you may want to go faster than what the ambient energy is allowing you to do. So it's like driving through town, and you've got like I don't know what the speed limit is in America, but in the UK it's 30 miles an hour usually in town. But you want to go quicker. You want to go at 50, but it's not. It's marked at 30, so you've got to go 30. And that's that little bit of frustration there that you need to just be attentive about. So next week, when things might be testing you, as I've seen in the monthly readings, next week you'll be ready to deal with those situations. You'll be in a better place to deal with those situations. So therefore, it's going to help you to sort of like get round those rocks in your path without having to, without smashing into one. Okay. So yeah, there you go. And in that sort of respect, come back to that meditation, the needs and the wants. I think that's imperative at the moment for you, Taurus, because it will help you get through beautifully the day. It'll be really, really nice. So part 2 will be coming up. You'll see that, and that's the tarot reading. Let's see how that sort of ties into your auras and your chakras. In the meantime, Taurus, thank you very much for being here. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.